We're Sarah and Jess pulling chairs to the table, sharing these stories wild and unstable. Trash talk to tacos, it's how we play. New episodes dropping every Tuesday. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real.
So, welcome back to Talking Trash and Tacos, where we discuss the weird, the shocking, the truly unsettling, and sometimes all at once. So, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Sarah. I'm here to just make sure Jessica doesn't sound like she's reading straight from a psychology textbook or a screen.
Yeah, because usually I'm reading the screen over here, which makes me feel really weird all the time. So, someday it won't be as obvious, I hope. So, today we're talking about an episode of Dateline called The Ruse. And honestly, I can't stop thinking about this one. It's terrifying, disturbing, yet it could happen to any of us. This truly could happen to me, I think.
Right? And it's actually happened in multiple instances on many shows. But because while being mentally tortured, breaking down, and questioning your own reality, the man he's accused of killing is just out there, alive, breathing, fine. That's the part that sticks with me. None of this needed to happen. And for anyone who wants the full details, this is a Dateline episode that you can find streaming on Peacock. It's called The Ruse. So basically, the cops, you're going to find out, said all these things, not even knowing if somebody was murdered in the first place.
Here's the story. A young man is manipulated by the police into believing he may have killed his own father. And the lengths they go to is almost unthinkable, which it sounds stupid when you're talking about it, but when you're sitting there feeling their feels, it's insane. So the details are where I got hooked. And the police created a whole crime scene out of just stuff around the house. It actually looked like it was adding up to a crime. And the guy bought into it hook, line, and sinker, even though he didn't kill his dad. He thought
Right?
he did.
Bought into it. Girl, I can barely buy groceries without panicking. Imagine believing you committed murder. Like somebody psychologically made you believe that.
It's weird. And then the fact that they found evidence that seemed quite damning, but every piece had an innocent explanation to it. So blood splatter was everywhere. For example, on the bathroom floor, it looked like someone was pulling a body through like the bathroom hallway when they lit it up with their blood splatter tests that they do. It was all over the walls. And yet it turns out it was nothing. It's just a harmless accident that got exaggerated under pressure of the police.
And blood on the walls, I mean, that's horrifying. But also, probably some spilled ketchup in my house at just some point. So basically, that's blood, you know?
Yeah, but no, this was actual blood. The guy said, my dad, I hope this isn't anywhere else, says he's diabetic. And he goes, he'll just prick his finger and walk around. And he probably got blood just splattered on the walls. But also, he had a fall in a tub. And
Oh,
it fell and there's blood everywhere. So it actually looked like a crime scene. And the guy at some point, he's like, yeah, I was dragging my dad out of the tub. And they're like, oh,
see,
you hurt your dad?
yeah, because I do remember thinking in a few instances that he seemed guilty, like
Mhm.
at first, but I
It was
didn't
such
realize
a
the
blow up.
cops were making up things. So,
Yeah, because they don't tell you that in this episode till the end. So this is
right? Some of the stuff they do is insane. It's just crazy.
Mhm,
Tell us more.
for sure. So it just was a harmless accident that got exaggerated. You already read that. You talked about the blood at some point, so I'm just going to pick up. And it didn't stop there. The investigators noticed that he was packing up to move. Everything was packed up. He even took them to where he had donated some of his dad's clothing. And they're like, oh, is that your mattress over there? But it wasn't his mattress.
Right.
But they're building a whole scenario of what happened in their heads. So he probably was just showing off the old bags of his dad's clothes that he was giving away. Totally innocent, everyday stuff. But in the ruse, it looked like he was disposing of something completely sinister, which, if you're hiding evidence, that's what you would do.
Right. So basically, in this case, and many others, normal life is evidence of murder. Cool. I got to keep a note of that.
It does. I was so shocked at how it all added up. Then they brought in people he trusted, like his neighbors, who's also his friend. They even brought his dog, into the interrogation room. And at one point, they threatened that, at one time there was a guy whose dog saw him get murdered and they had to put the dog down. So now he's thinking, oh my God, my dog's gonna
Right.
have to be killed. And they're implying that as if he didn't confess that the dog may have to pay the price for him doing this crime. And they claimed the murder may have tormented the dog. And then the trauma is just too much for it.
And to watch this is crazy. You're going to see the dog in the interrogation room, that poor dog. And when I heard them threaten that he'd have to be put down, I mean, that right there mentally could put somebody into a position. So that is next level psychological torture, if you ask me. I can't stop picturing myself on the floor in that awful room, cuddling my dog in a ball, crying.
Yeah, which he was doing, literally on the floor. And then they
Seriously.
even tested the dog's paws. Well, at least they said they tested the dog's paws and found blood. And so the guy picks up the paws and he's looking and he's trying to figure out where the blood is. And I'm like, oh my God,
That's
this is not good. So at this point, they preyed on his compassion, his trust, and his basic humanity. And he wasn't guilty of anything. And they made him feel like he was a complete monster.
was literally feeling his pain when I was watching him mentally break down. It was horrible.
Yeah, the tension, it just kept building. So the young man started to feel cornered, trapped, and desperate. And the episode shows how far someone can be pushed because he even attempted to hang himself with his shoelaces. And granted, this was like a very but he was serious. He was trying to kill himself, even though it popped right off of his neck right away. And so,
Yeah.
as a result of them doing, him trying to do this, the worst part was that they put him in a psychiatric ward afterwards and to protect him from himself. And he didn't even do anything wrong. He didn't kill his dad. They just have him believing that. And then they put him in a psych ward.
Shoelaces, okay, that is horrifying, but also maybe it's a reminder. Double knot, safety first. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, though, he did act very suspicious because at the point you see him on there, he does tend to be very odd.
He was. I think at one
Yeah.
point you said, is he mentally okay? I think you thought he was a little slow.
Yeah, that honestly is what I was thinking. So
Yeah. And I mean, and when you said
that's
that,
how
you
he
just stopped.
acted in that moment.
He did. And then I felt like he spoke like he was from another country too. So I was wondering if maybe things were, maybe he just had a very innocent demeanor and innocent heart from where he came from. I don't know. That was kind of one of my thoughts.
Yeah, it definitely threw me for a loop when I seen all that. But then to go back and think of the other side of what was really happening in his mind, I have a little bit of forgiveness. Not forgiveness, but okay, maybe I would overreact. Maybe not the shoelace thing, but
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have ripped my shirt off
I might
all
have been a
the
little
Hulk with
erratic,
buttons hot,
crying. Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, at one point he was literally ripping his hair out of his head because he was so
Yeah.
frustrated.
I mean, I think I did that when I was 7 once. I know I hit myself before, mad, I'm gonna punch myself, but
Oh my gosh.
not since I was a young kid. And I think I did it once, and that's why I remembered in my head, why
One
did
of
I
my
do
kids
that?
did that too. They'd get so frustrated. They're
Yeah.
just like that.
So,
So, beyond the shock value, the episode really makes you think. So, it's not just about what the police did, it's about how easily human perception can be manipulated. The evidence looked real, the pressure felt real, and the threats felt real. So, not only, but the thing is none of it actually happened. And I just don't feel like the police should be able to do this whole lying to people thing because it doesn't always turn out for the best.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't have to do anything wrong to be convinced you're a criminal. Just let people stage a bathroom with blood splatter, or in this case, it was actually there, and threaten your dog's life. It's that easy. It makes you think of all those people that are probably in prison They were innocent, but never had any money or means or smarts to even figure out how to get out of it. And some of those intentional, probably
It's just
from government people.
yeah, yeah, like cover-ups and things before people are
Like, this
sleeping
is a nobody. We'll just put them in there for this.
yeah,
It's
so the
scary.
aftermath is what really hits hard. So he was traumatized. He had to undergo therapy and he was grappling with what happened. And the episode leaves you questioning morality, trust, and the fragility of the human mind.
And here's the craziest part before we even get into the psychological mind games. The dad actually showed up exactly where the son said he might be from the beginning. He wasn't even harmed, like we would mention. He wasn't missing. He wasn't even dead. He just, they literally went crazy. They should have tried to find him first, if you ask me, or
Right. Like,
followed the
let's
son's
locate dad.
advice. So.
Yeah. He goes, I don't know, maybe he's on a train to LA. But he said it so dreamily. Like it was like, but that's what he did. So which makes everything that happened next even more unsettling.
So, the moral of the story, never let cops near your dog, your clothes, or your bathroom. Or maybe just hide the shoelaces too. Maybe this is why so many people have problems trusting them, meaning the cops.
Yeah. But what's even more thought provoking is how this could happen to almost anyone. We like to think that we'd never fall for something like this, but isolation, fear, deprivation of sleep, and manipulation, those are all universal human triggers.
Yeah. Actually, I read a fact that it takes you 15 minutes in the morning for your brain to even start actively working and functioning correctly.
It's
So,
true. Sometimes I
deprivation
wake up
definitely.
and I'm like, where am I? Like, like
Yeah.
you wake up and you're like, am I still at home? Did we spend the night somewhere?
Right? Exactly. So I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I could totally fall for this, especially me, but probably only my Wi Fi went out first. I trust and believe everything I search. Brian's sick of me forwarding him all these crazy videos I think are true, especially with the AI. There's so many videos that look real. Now they can probably just make a video of a person doing a crime to make the evidence match.
Yeah, for sure they can.
And that isn't even existent when this happens, but just imagine what the future it's like you can't trust everybody in
Yeah.
higher positions.
Yeah, so that's why The Ruse is so compelling. So it's a true crime story, yes, but it's also a psychological study. So it's a mirror reflecting how we think, how we trust, and how easily our trust can be weaponized.
Right? And now I'm rethinking every questionable thing I was ever told. I definitely think and trust way too easily. I need a change in that department for sure. What about you, Jess? Do you trust everything you hear without, looking it up and looking into it?
No, like never. But sometimes I do believe things that I don't look into. So I just need to always look into it.
We're the
Don't trust
opposites.
anything.
We're the opposites. But I was looking up all those fun facts just to point this out. And Brian's friend Blunt's was here and he told us a fact that Mr. Rogers used to be a sniper. And he said he's been telling people this for years. And we were like, wow, that's cool. And then we're like, are you sure? Because I found out that Mr. Rogers is related to Tom Hanks, which is a true fact.
That sounds
But
true.
when he told us his, it was not true, by the way. It's fake. But he was shocked that for years
He
he
believed it.
assured everybody that was a true fact.
Well, his name is Blunt.
It's Brian, but they call him Blunts.
Just saying.
I have no clue why they call him that either. Just kidding.
You are killing me. My gosh. So that's our episode on the ruse. And it's shocking, it's disturbing, but it sticks with you long after the credits roll. Because, this just makes you rethink everything. Like, you remember Making of a Murderer?
Um, I was obsessed with that documentary, and there's something about the background music and noise that gets me on the documentaries. I always feel like, oh, this is the sound I like on my documentaries. It's true. I'm
Maybe
weird.
you should
Yes.
start putting them behind us. If you just listen to it for that music, maybe other people will too.
right? And
Yeah.
so this will make you feel slightly better about the bad decisions you haven't made yet. And just make sure, do not admit to anything you didn't do.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
run if you see the cops. No, I'm just kidding.
No, stop. If they tell you to stop, stop. Because you
Yes,
saw that lady in wherever it was, Minnesota, Massachusetts, I don't even know, but I spot
Minnesota.
her.
Yeah, that's whole
Listen,
nother podcast.
yeah. So if you like today's episode, subscribe. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can do them all. That would be
Yes, find
helpful.
us anywhere. Google us.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Even if I post the wrong picture sometimes to a Facebook post, I apologize. That's why we have other fact checkers out there to let me know I'm wrong
I'm
and that you're
sorry
correcting me.
I've not been doing your editing, so I don't ever see anything.
It's okay.
I
I
just know to
posted
get
too quick, and I think ChatGPT gave me a wrong photo because sometimes I'll just be like, "Can you find me the photo?" Because I'll like Google it so many times I can't get it, and it gave me a wrong photo.
yeah, you cannot be lazy with chat. You have to double check everything. It messes up a lot. If I just sent it, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, it's pretty sneaky. So
So
I guess
that's
that's
it.
all.
Bye.
We're Sarah and Jess pulling chairs to the table, sharing these stories wild and unstable. Trash talk to tacos, it's how we play. New episodes dropping every Tuesday. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real. Heartfelt, bizarre, the chaos we feel. From late night debates to pondering why. We're your best friends on a podcast. Hi. Casual chatter like friends in a room, bright as the sun and loud as the moon. No subject sacred, no thought too small. We're chewing on life, answering its call. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real. Heartfelt, bizarre, the chaos we feel. From late night debates to pondering why. We're your best friends on a podcast. Hi. From top shelf wisdom to jokes down below, we've got a rhythm that'll steal the show. Hold your coffee, spill your tea, talking trash as tacos in glee. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real, what's real, what's real.